Passing through, bud. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. I'm hiking out. My trip is almost over, but the whole plot line of this video kind of shifted, and that's on account of wildlife. So welcome to Buckley's Wildlife Weekend. Getting a late start on this trip. Got here about 6 o'clock. Sun goes down at 7. But I'm in the Black Hills. And it smells and is even starting to look a little bit like autumn. This is going to be a little 2-night, 3-day adventure. And tonight I'm just going to hike in until I find the first flat spot I can to camp. Set up before sundown, hopefully. I spotted this little flat spot from trail, worked my way up here, and found a perfect little spot. Because I'm tenting tonight. So as far as camps go, not a bad little backyard. Nah, I'm not going to pretend to go to bed. You guys know I'd have to get back up to get the camera. Good night. Good morning. I missed my hammock, I'm going to be honest. This pad is comfortable. This pillow's nice. Love the tent. But I was tossing and turning last night. Numb shoulders. Numb hip. I just don't sleep as well in one of these things. But it was a beautiful night. No issues. And I slept till 8:30. Mainly because I did not sleep well. So I'm going to pack up. Do some hiking. So I've decided to use my Hilltops Roll Top dry bag for my Durston X-Mid 1. My logic behind that is, even if my tent is wet, I can still put it inside of here, and I can pack it inside of my bag instead of in the mesh pocket, where I prefer to put other things like my water filter, raincoat, etc. I gotta admit, I'm getting a little emotional here this morning. It's just so freaking beautiful out here. It is a perfect morning. Hiking down this hill to reunite with the trail. So I'm back to the trail. I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I've hiked this loop a few times before. The reason I chose it is because I know there's water on it. And I really want to see wildlife, which is not abound here because it's in the vicinity of a lot of roads and Mount Rushmore. I think the elk are starting to go into rut, and I'm pondering going down to the southern hills, see if I can't see some wildlife. I've done it again. I wanted to leave the confines of the national forest and get out more in the Dances with Wolves-y area, because I'm really just craving seeing some nature. Really crossing my fingers on the possibility of hearing an elk bugle, or maybe even seeing one. But out here I'm convinced I should see some wildlife and get that fix in the southern Black Hills. So I'm going to do an overnighter out here, see what happens. The prairie dog. They have one of the most complex languages in the animal kingdom. And as I'm walking through this prairie dog metropolis, they're barking at me or at each other just to let people in their community know that I'm coming. But I ain't here to hurt you boys and girls. I might have to sit down and chill out with them for a while, have a snack. Grasslands are sometimes underrated for autumn colors, but all through this little hike so far, just been pops of a rainbow of cool plants. This is a bison wallow, where they roll around in mud to protect their skin from sun and insects and such. No bison here now though. And some of them are fearless. We're almost off the balds now, what I call them. I'm probably not going to disclose this location. You may be able to figure it out with clues, but I like to keep this place kind of my secret, and I'll bring friends here, of course, if they come out to visit. But if I don't see any other wildlife today, I see prairie dogs all the damn time, but I don't get sick of them because they're just really interesting to watch and cute as shit. And there's our first sign of elk scat. Come on, baby. Oh my God. That pronghorn antelope, male, pretty big one, just came up over that hill right at me. I just ran by, breathing real heavy, which makes me wonder what he's running from. But that was freaking awesome. I still got a shit-eating grin about that antelope. Man, he was like 10 feet away, for real. I'd be the lucky guy that gets attacked by an antelope. I'm having the best day ever. That antelope, one of my favorite wildlife encounters ever. I don't get thrilled by pronghorns, but to have one run right by you like that. What's next? Hopefully some elk. Maybe a bison or two. Coyotes. Deer. Bring it on! Looks like some sort of antique smoking device. This is for us Gen Xers. La-di-dee, la-ti-da. So check this out. So I have been passing on numerous primo camping areas, like what appears to be one back there, because I want to get up high in order to hopefully see elk or bison this evening and maybe sunset. Place I've been before, but for that very reason. But man, are there some awesome places you could camp out here. Time for one hell of a little climb up to my secret spot. Always windy up here. Maybe I'll have to mic up. But I like to take these hills about 20 steps at a time, because as I am reporting to camp, why report sweaty? Almost there. So I got another close encounter here with a couple of bison. And that's literally where I was planning to camp. First come, first served. So here's what I'm facing. Up there are those two bison. Right here is plan B. And I'm not exactly positive. I mean, there's a game trail right there, an old bison poop right here. But I'm not sure if this is a great idea or not. So I don't know if I'll climb down this mountain, but for now, I'm just gonna take a think break. You know what? Those bison are gonna have to fight me for this spot. They can stay up there, but I'm staying right here. Hope that's not a problem for them. Just took a little nappy nap. Now I don't think I can resist the urge to go see if those bison are still up there. There they are. So they're out here grazing. They're no longer in the spot. Let's get a safe, close look. What an incredible day. Now he's staring me down. Speaking of cake, here's a massive, fresh bison pile. Mountain cobbler. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, pound cake, and heavy cream. Equally as good as a peach cobbler, I would say it's mood-based. You in the mood for peach? You in the mood for berries? I'm hearing elk in the distance. Hope they come closer so I can show you what it sounds like. Good morning. It's 8 a.m. and time to pack up and go get some real food. All right, saying goodbye to another beautiful campsite. This was an epic couple-day trip. One of my favorite in recent memory. Now it's time to hike down this little mountain here, and pretty flat hike out from that. Made it to the bottom. Back to trail. And I round one bend, and there stands Mr. Bison. I gotta walk right by this guy. All right, he's right on trail. And looking at me. Just passing through, bud. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Thank you. Okay, that was kind of freaky. He noticed me coming around the corner. Stood up and started coming right at me. Whew. Talk about an early morning adrenaline rush. God damn it, there's another one coming right at me. Or laying down to roll around. Theirs are quite docile, but I do get a little freaked out when I have no trees to run to. If he decides he doesn't like me. Real quick, bison safety tip. They can run 30 miles an hour, so don't think for a minute you're going to outrun them, number one. Number two, they say to give them at least 50 yards of space, which is fine and dandy, but just always be very cautious and go well out of your way, especially if you're in an area like this where I can't duck behind a tree or a rock or anything. I had no choice but to move forward on trail or climb a couple mountains to figure out a way to bushwhack back to the car. What an amazing experience, though. 2 adrenaline rushes before I even get my blood pumping. So that about wraps things up. One last little hill to climb. I don't know why they put these hills right by parking lots, but it's been an extra special weekend. I wanted to see some wildlife, and boy did I get lucky. Exceptional, as a matter of fact. I doubt I'll have another one like this anytime soon. Elk, bison, pronghorn antelope, coyotes. It was amazing. And I'm getting all sweaty before I get to the car. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you real soon.